welcome back to the channel. My name is Violet. I'm super happy to have you here. In today's video, it's going to be mostly all of my favorite ShopMissa products that I have been buying over the past year from them. So if you want to see that, then just keep on watching the video. But before we get into it, I just wanted to quickly mention that the eye look that I did in today's video is not ShopMissa products and or related to ShopMissa at all. So if you want to just see just a sort of like nice green, dark, you know, fall, getting ready for the winter months coming up, and I'm super excited for those. I will leave a timestamp right here for y'all in case you're interested in just that. I did do something different in this video with that, so I do hope you enjoy it. Let me know your overall thoughts on any part of this video or anything that I said or did or whatever the case may be. Just let me know in the comments and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Time to do some makeup. I'm so ready to put on some of my favorite makeup products. I'm ready to transform this face into something completely different. I feel like a whole new person when I put on makeup. Anyone else feel that way? Leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. So I went ahead and already primed my face with the NYX Professional Makeup Bear With Me Hydrating Jelly Primer. I used this in my previous makeup video, if you will. With that being said, for today's foundation, I'm not going to be using the CoverGirl foundation that I used last time. Obviously, this is all going to be, most of the products in here are going to be products that I love from ShopMissa. So if you ever want to try them, I will leave their link down below. I shop from them quite often, so I do have a plethora of, you know, products ranging from the face to brushes to cleaning, and a few accessories. So foundation for today is going to be their e.l.f. Studio, which is their in-house brand, and it's a perfect BB cream. It's skin perfecting, and it pretty much just kind of tells you on the back how to use it, what it does. I have the shade Light, and this is an absolute perfect for match. I completely guessed it when I had to buy online, because there is, you know, online swatches are very different from, you know, what you might get in computer screens. All vary in coloration, so it's really hard to determine your exact match. But honestly, like, you really can't go wrong. Like, if you got the wrong color match to you, you only spent $1. So this is only $1, and you get 30 milliliters, excuse me, which is honestly not a bad deal at all. But I just love the way that this makes my skin look. Only about 2 layers, and that's particularly what I like to use. But I just love the way that this looks on my skin. It just kind of helps even out the redness. It just gives me color into my skin. It looks smooth. It looks soft. It's just such a great option for someone who wants to try and get into makeup a little bit, who doesn't really wear makeup. They typically, like, for example, Brandy, she just likes to do her eyes, blush, highlighter, and lip color. She doesn't really do a full face like I do. I go into multiple steps. For her, this would be a really great option because it's a lightweight. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't irritate me. It doesn't really cause anything. And so that's why I really like this BB
Now that
cream.
I already have foundation on my face, I am going in with concealer, obviously. I need concealer to cover my dark circles, cover any blemishes, and for that I do like to use their liquid concealer, which is, I call their Paw-Paw concealer due to the fact that there is a little sort of character here of a little kitty cat, and it says Paw-Paw. I am the shade Buff, but this one donates to their animal charity against animal abuse. So that is one of 3 charities that they do offer on their website, that some of your proceeds with the purchase goes to that animal charity. And it's pretty much just a typical little like squeezy tube with the little like spout at the end, which can get pretty dirty, so don't mind that. But for this, this is, I believe they said, is a full coverage. I always forget. I think it's like a medium to full coverage. So for that, I just kind of like to pat a few little dots at the bottom, underneath my eye, and then on the eyelid itself, just to kind of...
Now that I'm ready to powder my face, I just wanted to quickly talk about the powder brush that I use from ShopMissa, which is part of their faux mink. I believe it's a faux mink or their mink collection.
and this is the F21 brush. It's the big, nice, fluffy powder brush. I do have powder on it, so sorry for it being kind of dirty, but I do find that this big, huge, fluffy size of it really gets a nice large surface area of my face. So rather than having a tiny little powder brush where I'm just going to powder and take a little longer, this one I feel like just takes about a minute or two. I can just kind of put the powder all over my face, set it, and I'm ready to go and continue on with my routine. I do like how soft it is. This has gone through so many washes and it has not breaking apart, has not fallen off. The glue hasn't been coming off, and I barely have it for only a couple of months since March of this year. But I do wash it quite often, so it has been through the ringer of that part of it. But I just always rely on this one. This is like my go-to now, and it picks up my powder fine. Obviously you saw how dirty it was, but I just like to go in with my big, huge Coty Airspun. This is the extra coverage translucent, and I just grab a little bit and I just kind of pat, and then I just kind of like to wipe away any excess so I don't feel like my face feels too heavy or feels too powdery or anything like that. So that's just kind of my preferred way of powdering and setting my face. For bronzer today, I'm going to be going in with my Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. This is not a ShopMissa product, but it is another product that I really like. So I'm not really going to talk too much about it, just kind of apply to my face. And then I'll meet you back here for blush, which is a ShopMissa product. And it's one that I didn't think I would like, and I actually brush I'm going to be using to apply this is my AOA Studio F22 brush, part of the same Mink collection. And I really like these face brushes of this set, preferably more so than the eye portion. And it's not to say that the eye portion brushes suck, because they're really great for the price. You really can't beat $1 a brush. But I do feel like this one is just really soft. I like the angledness to this, so you can apply contour or bronzer really nicely on your face. It does pick up, you know, just a little bit at a time. But of course, it's more so the product. If it's pigmented, go light-handed. If it's not so pigmented, then you can just keep building up. Which is part of their Perfect Powder Blushes, and this is in the shade Dandy. I had to take away my hand, sorry about that. And then the next shade that she owns is this one, which is a little darker version of it called Wispy. I do have swatches on the back of my hand for y'all to see. This top one is called Wispy and this bottom one is Dandy. So obviously they're within the same orangey family, but of course you can obviously tell that Wispy up here is more of like a brighter, almost like a gold neon orange. And this one's more of like a creamsicle, sort of light toned orange. They're both really great options. They both blend really easily. They're both super smooth. They last for hours on end. And they're really easy to apply at the end of the day since they are $1. You really can't go wrong with them either. So I think for today, I'm actually going to go into Dandy, which is the bottom one right there. I just feel like with the eye look that I'm going to be doing, or the palette that I pulled out, it's going to match it just a little bit. Blush right here on my cheeks. You can kind of see a little bit of the color that you'll be receiving, or what it looks like on the face. It is a very like nice toned down, sort of like a creamsicle ice cream-ish orange. That's what it reminds me of, at least. But it's a nice like little flush of color, and a nice little like touch of blush. It's very different from your traditional like mauve toned or pink toned sort of blushes, or sometimes, you know, nudes. Next product that I bought from ShopMissa, which was their Perfect Pressed Highlighter, and this is the shade 205 Countess. This is a more deep, rich toned gold, more darker of a gold than I prefer. So as you can see here in the pan, it is pretty big. And you can't really tell too much, can't really tell that it is a deeper gold, but on the face it does come across as like a really nice gold, very vibrant, very pigmented, so you do have to be careful with that. But I have been able to make it work for my particular skin tone, because I feel like this is a little too dark. If you go heavy-handed with this, it'll look very awkward on the skin. I don't know how else to explain it, more than it'll just look awkward. Applying it with my all-time favorite highlighter brush, which is also from ShopMissa. If I have not mentioned this one before, or if you've not seen me go live with it, it is the AOA Studio, let me get the camera to focus, AOA Studio F19, and this is more of like a dome, big fluffy brush. It's nice and like compact sort of, but it does apply the highlighter so nicely. It does wash very well. I have been using this for a year now consistently. This has not been a brush that I have been putting down. I have been consistently using it. For my eyeshadow look today, I pulled out a palette that was pretty much affordable. It's not from ShopMissa because I don't own any of their eyeshadow palettes. I have not found any eyeshadows that really spoke to me or that I really liked, and I didn't want to spend it just to spend it and show it in this video, because I already have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes or a bunch of eyeshadow shades that I probably should be focusing on more, so forgive me for that. But I pulled out the e.l.f. Cosmetics Bite Size Eyeshadow, particularly in the shade Hot Jalapeno. This is $3 on the e.l.f. website or in Target or wherever you can find e.l.f. And I love this palette. This palette speaks to me. It is my palette if I ever made one. It just screams my name because I love jalapenos, I love peppers, I love spicy food. The spicier the better. That's my motto with food. So this is the palette that I decided to use in today's video, so forgive me that this is not a ShopMissa product. In case you're wondering, within this eye portions or segment of the video, I'm going to be referring or using my ShopMissa, the AOA Studio Paw-Paw brushes. It's specifically focused for just the eyes themselves. So there's 10 brushes and it costs $10.55 because of the 55 cents. Helps to donate against animal abuse, hence their Paw-Paw charity. I have mentioned this with the concealer, so you're already familiar with it. But I will leave all of the shades, or at least show them, or sort of like somewhere along the video I will put a little texting what brush I use, what color I use if I don't point to it, etc. And I will also have a voiceover or just me speaking within the video of how I'm applying the shadow, where I'm placing it, so that way y'all guys can kind of see and you can hear, as well as down in the description I will put a written text of where I apply the shades, what shades I used, so that way it kind of helps broaden my audience a little bit. So I hope you guys like that. If you don't, or if you have any other suggestions, let me know down below. I would love to hear your thoughts for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started into the eye look. We're going to see where this takes me and see what the end result is. I decided to go into the third shade in the palette, which if you're looking at it, it's between the green shimmer and the very last shade, the darkest green. And I took that onto my E127 brush from the Paw-Paw collection from ShopMissa, and I just pretty much just built that into my crease until I felt like it was dark enough and blended enough to how I desired. I then proceeded to take the last shade, which is the very darkest green, which is the shade number 4, and I took that onto my E128, and this is sort of just a more compact, smaller brush to just really pack it on into the outer corner of my eye, to really build that up so it kind of gets the darkness and depth that I was looking for within this look. And then I took that same last shade, number 4, or the darkest green, and really built it up just about halfway on the lower lash line.
And with the first brush that I used in the beginning for the lighter green of the two, with the E127, no shadow left on the brush, and I just blended that bottom dark green on the lower lash line. And then I took my finger, which I felt like is a better option than a brush, and I took that green shimmer and I pretty much just packed it on into my lid, kind of bringing it almost to like close to the outer corner, and then I used that E128 with the dark green and just blended right there with the shimmer and the dark green. And then I took a more slim pencil brush, the E134, and I did that gold shimmer in the inner corner.
For mascara and lashes, I chose not to do ShopMissa brand simply because for mascara, I don't own any mascaras because I don't really trust picking up a mascara from any other company that I don't know of or that I can't really trust. Say, for example, if I can't find it in the drugstore, I'm not really going to be purchasing it. That's just a really sensitive area for me personally. It's just my opinion. But for lashes, I do own their foam ink lashes, pretty much the entire collection about, but I do have to record some other videos and I need to wear another brand of lashes to talk about them. The entire face for you guys, just to speed the process up of this video, to not keep it too long, because I don't want to just kind of redundant and repeat myself and y'all just end up getting tired. But I just wanted to quickly talk about the last two products that I used that are available on the ShopMissa website. First one is being the headband that I have been wearing, and then obviously you can't really tell in camera because of, you know, it just gets kind of cut off like right here on my forehead. I have been wearing this kitty headband throughout the entire process of this makeup that I've been doing, and it's blinged and it's lace and it's just super cute. It is a little like cheaply made, but for $1 you can't complain. Plus you can use this for a really easy cheap option for Halloween costume. Of course, when we are able to finally go out into Halloween and trick or treat and not be socially distanced during this pandemic. And then the other product that I used is the e.l.f. Super Strip Lash Adhesive, and this is also part of another charity line of theirs called the e.l.f. Charity, and it donates to children's education locally and all around the world. I did do a lipstick, eyeliner, and then set my face with other products that were not from ShopMissa, which I will list down below for y'all just to kind of hopefully keep it strictly ShopMissa related. So don't worry, I won't leave y'all out of the loop for those. But this is the final and completed look. I did want to continue doing a fall look since it is September still, at least when I'm recording this. But I do hope that you enjoyed this eye look. I really love the like dark green and love the shift of the yellow green shimmer shades, and I do love this bright like yellow, kind of keeping it summer but fall at the same time, and tying in with the orange, because orange and green I feel like kind of contrast each other a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want any other future videos from me or Brandy, any ideas, what you want to see. Let us all know in the comments down below. I would love to see you down there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye, guys.